across any farmland. Watch where you step.
I looked after the stock piece in Dahua, so I'm looking after you here, of course.
To the right man, give the right jobs. Enlist the talent and forsake the snobs. I, Zuo Le, shall do my very best.
You and I are not but a single note grain in our respective realms. Find myself reflecting on those years. The vast fields, the scent of rice flowers. I recall those legends of yore, tales that tell of the divine Shen Nong, setting the 4 seasons, Dividing the 5 grains, she taught the people to cultivate the land, turning wastes to fertile fields. But catastrophes are unpredictable. Wind, frost, rain, snow. Too many disasters can ruin the hard-won crops. She sought a place of safety, where the people would not know the pain of hunger. In her limited time, she was helpless. And yet, there is always hope. The vicissitudes of life, the people rebuilt their homes time and again atop the ruins. Springs came and autumns went, until one day, Shen too left us. Some say she became a part of the land. Lo, the rice fields we harvest year after year, those are the proof that she was here.
无声寸景拢梦，风吹薄雾不应我手，期天雨纷纷，夜春就当作。你敢迷路夜流光，风雨不定因夜理想，往后成北国，思前轻残阳。
Every day I wake up!
Hey, Doctor, come over here for a bit. Let's see.
Alright.
The crops cultivated in Jiangxi this year are indeed taller than a man.
Hello, Orchid. Oh, of course, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Alright. Alright. Right, we're gonna be finishing Hero People Sows tonight. 3 more streams, right? It's fine. I've actually been enjoying myself, like just being able to go through these stories finally. Because I always just put it off. Wait, sorry, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh, is my friend list full? Yes, but honestly, I'm pretty sure there's people here who haven't logged in fucking years, bro. Let me see. Last, like, I can clean this shit up easy. Oh wait, no. I mean, I don't know these goddamn people, man. You wanna shoot me a friend request? There's a space open. There you go. Oh wait, no, it's not even close to full. What the hell? I don't know when they expanded it, but it's been expanded. That's crazy. 4-2. That's crazy. I used to, cause there used to be a guy who hasn't been online in like years. So I guess I cleaned it up at some point. Okay. Yes. I need to... Okay, I'm not even capped out. We're perfect. We can just go right into it. Let me just collect all my shit first.
If I stray too far, I'll...
I won't. I already know this whole place, after all.
Don't pull on the mechanical leaf. Fine. I'll teach you to whistle Mother's melody.
Wait, who is that? What the hell? I'm logging for. Oh, for sure, for sure. Just let's just collect.
Resources received.
Still fine on this, and just rest.
Is this room protected against electrical discharge?
That's Liskarn. Pretty sure.
Doctor, come over here for a bit. Let's see. The crops cultivated in Jiangxi this year are indeed taller than a man.
Nice, annihilation's done for the week. Hell yeah. Alright. How long do we have until
Doctor, come over here
reunion
for a
ends?
bit.
Surely a
Let's
while, right?
see.
3 days. Yeah, so I finish.
The crops
That's it.
cultivated
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Jiangxi
We'll
this
have one
year
day,
are indeed
like
taller than a man.
a window, which is good. Fantastic. Recruits already sent out. All right, I guess we just get right to it. Year of people. So last we left off, Shu's fucking dead, bro. I don't know what the hell happened there, but she's fucking dead. I don't think she's staying dead. Like, surely not, right? A roll of fabric could be cut into clothing or set into motion, a business that knows no end. Oh, so this is probably G's backstory? It's the hour of Chol. Who won this round? Count for yourself. I told you I'm not very good at this. Then you should learn. It's not easy to meet you face to face. A decrepit temple, just as unrelenting as you are, you lock yourself away in this hut to stare at that board day after day. What do you see looking at it? How do you... Okay, I'll throw you in after this. More or less what you see from your ledgers. There exist rules on the board just as there exist rules outside the board. All under heaven live for profit and die for profit. Perceptive as always, Erge. Over the years, our brothers and sisters seem to have lived much more pleasant lives after discovering their interests. Our eldest brother seems to have eventually mastered Kung Fu and made his way north to guard the city there. Our eldest sister, on the other hand, dreamt 1,000 years away and roamed hither and thither, living a most happy life. All of us live as happily as we can be, except her. You know the one. All these years, and I still feel sorry for her. Business must have been going very well for you to have the time and luxury to worry about all this. It wasn't until recently that I comprehended a certain wisdom and learned a way to live. Heaven and earth are merely a temporary lodging for all beings, while time is a transient guest that passes generations by. Man spends an entire lifetime only for spiritual lodging and a persistent pursuit for accomplishment. Whether this lifetime is long or short makes little difference. Is the music kind of quiet? It is. I remember I turned it down before. I'll turn it back up after this node. If you were truly seeing everything through, you wouldn't be sitting here. I know what you're trying to say. Going to say. I can help you do what you want to do. However, I will need to borrow something from you in return. You're my second eldest brother. No need to stand on ceremony. What's mine is yours. Give me your what? From what I've heard, I came to Da Hong from the villages outside. But that year, someone found a wooden basin in the fields with a child who barely knew how to speak. Most likely he had drifted into the fields from the river that flowed outside the city. Good thing someone found him. Considering there was news of a catastrophe, it's not difficult to make guesses as to what had happened upstream. You're a lucky boy, clinging on to dear life in a field of grain. We'll call you Hoshong for grain stalks. This will be your home from now on. I later asked around in hopes of finding the village where I was born. Actually, let me turn this up a bit. I'll have to remember to turn that down, otherwise it's gonna blow out your fucking eardrums. I found a village that was completely empty. There was nothing but ruined houses and swaths of land covered in iridium crystals. What happened to the people here? The land here yields no harvest anymore. Why? Do you see the black rocks? You can't grow food anywhere you find them. And if you can't grow food, people go hungry. Is there lots of land like this? Is there any way we can make these bad rocks disappear so we can grow food on this land again? Many people have spent many years looking for a way. Would you like to join them? Yes. It could take a very long time. You might never see the results, even after spending your whole life on the effort. Would you regret that? No. A lot has happened lately. The land I knew is now completely different. The old fields are almost renovated. Too bad heaven is cruel and forced these endless calamities upon us. The farmer by the fields looks up to see the rain falling onto his face. It feels cool and gentle. The withered crops in the field also stand up straight. Their stalks and leaves are turning to a crisp green color. It's Shannon. Shannon really is back. Well, actually, she's fucking dead, bro. Wait, what are you doing lying around here? Wake up. Hey, wake up. Stop. What's going on? And why that get up again? What time is it? It's been half a day since we last saw each other. You had me check the crops in the granary and said you'd find the culprit behind all the storms in Dahong. Why are you lying there? So what's the story? How are the crops in the granary? Were they polluted? Have you found the source of the pollution? I saw none of that. What? I went to the granary only to find the summer harvest had all turned a strange red-black color. Not only that, but the soil in the fields is all crusty and salted. I have no idea what happened, but it rained just moments ago, and not only did the soil return to normal, but so did the grains in the granary. Almost like somebody used some tremendous iridium arts to cleanse the taint. A taint underground? Who could do that? So we're safe now. This rain. Where is Shu? Where is who? Oh fuck, they've forgotten? Your teacher, where is she? We have a few teachers at the Tianshibiros. Which one are you talking about? Why she just straight up erased her own existence? What the fuck? What did you do? Whatever do you mean? She's gone. What are you up to? Cuprium brain, yeah. Why ask me? It has always been her decision alone to stay here and guard this place. When have I ever interfered in any way? Was it not man who locked her away in this land for a millennium? You lost your marbles. Not only do you and the Weichi failure want to get yourselves killed, you want to drag all of us down with you. Dude, it looks like my little sisters have spent too much time and had too much fun in this mortal realm, to the point that they've forgotten who they really are. How much longer will you two keep up this act, pretending you're not different? He's a merchant, man. What's he supposed to do? You've been hiding your paintings for so long, yet you're still as impatient as ever. Quite unbecoming of the world's greatest artist, wouldn't you say? And yeah, in all these years, I've never seen you so serious. Seems you actually care a lot about your siblings. I'm going to kill you. But as I told you, I am here to help. Why won't you believe me? Don't you want to assemble this vessel of yours that will bear the energy of our existence, the Farenlet's heart? May I tell you what it's missing right now? Stay back if you value your life. I really don't have the luxury of resolving this misunderstanding right now. You two will just have to forgive me for this. How come you can control the device? And when did you? Our powers came from the same source. On top of that, I deliberately studied a few methods of dealing with my doppelgangers. But this might perhaps be a little risky, and it comes with certain side effects, but that is something I will have to live with. Dahong should face this crisis. They should not be allowed to rely on others giving their lives to resolve what they have sown. That would simply be too convenient. The man extends his hand, and a black bundle of rice stalks appears in his hand. Shape, will, and causality. The three of you together may appear as though you can stand up to even heaven itself. That is how our sister has always been. She believed that toiling away in the fields would always yield a good harvest. She believed the lands had more beauty than blemishes, more benevolence than wickedness. But why does the birth of new life always come with the sound of crying? When a frail new life is born on these lands, be it man or beast, the very first emotion it must feel is always fear. Christ in heaven. It is time to wake up. The man inserts the black rice stalks into the enormous device in front of him. Moments later, a heart begins to beat. Alright, let me fix the audio real quick.
Indeed taller than a man.
Alright. That should have fixed it. It's HS6. The heavens churn, the earth is red, the clouds roil. Oh wait, hang on, let me add chords real quick. There we go. Gotcha. HS6 before. Oh, no post node this time. The cries of foul beasts waft through the windows of the farmhouse. Along with the rays of the rising sun, a mother opens her sleepy eyes, and the child in her arms tightly grasping at the hem of her clothes. She lets out a sigh and sits up, thinking of the events of the previous day, as well as the cries of her frightened child throughout the night. The young child rouses from his sleep, and he notices his mother's departure. His nose twitches, and tears soon flow down his chubby cheeks. The father adroitly picks up the child and stands next to the window, patting his back and lulling him back to sleep. Hush, hush, there's no need to cry. Look out the window, there's nothing there at all. Look at the flowers and look at our fields. Everything's fine, so there's no need to cry. However, the child bawls even louder, even stretching his arm to point out the window. The mother and father follow his gesture and look outside, where they see a strange, pale beast standing at the farmland's edge. It's not, It stares back through the window of the family of three. The fuck are you, bro? The silent lumberjack picks up his axe, and a wisp of tattered red cloth floats by. He rubs that coarse gash, as if remembering something. A pair of strong, callous hands, not quite bleached, but with distinct joints, coalesces with blood and mud. The hands tied a strand of red silk to his arm before they fell lifelessly to the ground. Those hands once lifted a heavy weapon. They once stroked his face. They once held a crying child. I didn't read myself. Yeah, we're halfway through. Because we did the first half last stream. The hand's master has slightly darkened skin, and when she smiles, she reveals her white teeth and shallow dimples. He stands before the woods along the riverbank. Among the tree trunks are tied strips of red silk, wooden placards engraved with blurry names dangling from them. A gust of wind blows, the branches sway, and the wooden placards make crisp sounds. A strange braying sound floats by, and the lumberjack half opens his cloudy eyes. Owls. They returned. They shouldn't be here. What's wrong? An earthquake. I thought the plate hadn't been completed yet. What's going on then? Watch out. That was a close one in my head. What's happening? All the sky poles are out of control. The sky poles seem affected by some disturbance, passing over the people's heads in swarms, blotting out the sky in a manner reminiscent of an insect plague not seen in ages. Look at that. What's with the color of the sun? Bro, you are fucked. The people lift their heads and see the sun has suddenly dipped down into the west, illuminating half the sky blood red. Everyone is stricken with a sense of fear. Primordial fear that has existed within human hearts since ancient times. Catastrophe, pestilence, disease, famine. This realm is no longer the home they have known. Unsettling brain noises. What are these things? Pests? How can this be? They're popping out of thin air, straight out of the ground. They're everywhere. These mosquitoes trying to sting my limb, yeah. What's going on? Why are these animals not listening? Well, they're not fucking animals, bro. Are you okay? I've never seen animals like these before. They almost look like they're not even animals. More like the monsters from popular operas than pestilence beasts. They're even popping out of the ground. Let's give this a try. A gust of wind suddenly rises and the monster's body is torn into fine threads. However, it snaps right back to its original form in an instant and continues to crawl forward. More and more monsters begin to rise from the soil. Wherever they go, crops wither and the land dries up. It didn't do anything. Piercing wail. Watch out. Surely. What are these things? Get back. This isn't something I can explain in a sentence or two. Soleil plucks a strand of silk with his long sword, but before he can raise it to eye level, the silk thread disappears on the wind. Are they the same? Yes. The candle holder looks up towards the center of the city. A tower of white jade stands there, emitting an ominous light. The sky-bound white jade capital of 12 pagodas and 5 cities. The ancients once envisioned a city that reached the heavens, but now it has become a source of calamity. He did it, in the end. How much do you really know? There's no time to explain, Nashung. Do me a favor and rescue all the people here. Go gather all the farmers and have them stick together as much as possible. No, whatever you do, don't leave anyone alone. Remember, don't be afraid of them. Even if you have to force yourself, do not feel fear. What about you? What are you going to do? I'm going to shut down the device. You're doing this on your own again. This is my duty, even if I have to put my life on the line. What kind of talk is that? Did anyone ask for your life? Why are you always up on your own pedestal, acting as if everyone's looking to you to save them? Well, Xiaohe is right. This isn't a problem you can solve on your own. It's you. What should we be doing now? This is happening because of the contamination on the north bank of the river. The flood allowed them to penetrate Da Huang's defenses. Don't panic, the Qianxis from the Chamber of Heaven's Design is on the way, but first we need to organize everyone together. Strength in numbers, that's how we'll look after one another. Come together and protect those in need. Let's get going, Grain Buds. Grain Buds. Wrong Wan Qing, Qianbei. I have seen your name on the Sui Regulator's roster. I hung up those robes a long time ago. You suppressed the Shanhai Zong and traced the criminal's master plan. You were the Sui Regulator's most storied candle holder of the last century. 40 years ago, you left the Sui Regulator to become a magistrate in Da Huang, and you've stayed here ever since. Why? My duty is to keep an eye on anything that might threaten Yan. However, Shu is not one of those things. Shu used her own life to cleanse the demonic contamination beneath Da Huang. She did, but by some unknown means, Ji forcibly powered up the core city with demon fragments, resulting in the strange monsters we see now. I failed to detect a criminal plan, a clear dereliction of duty, brother. Now is not time. But I've heard that the Chamber's defensive line along the northern bank is imperiled. How can we allocate the manpower to defend Da Huang? You've got the situation right. At the moment, we can only rely on ourselves. These creations come from the power of that proxy, and are also shadows of the demons fueled by fear. This struggle is also one of courage in the human heart itself. How do we stop these monsters, though? The heart can't move without its limbs. The Tumatansha have already gone to sever the connections between the various plates in the core city. Our job is to protect the people here. I'll see it done. The candleholder's duty is to carry the fire that drives out the shadows of the Farenmut. However, the shadows that loom over the people do not come solely from the Farenmut. Light the lamp and let it remain lit. Do not forget that. I'll stop him, I will. This is a debt that you must collect. You'd be right to say, long time no see. You shouldn't have come back. At least you weren't the one who directly ordered my arrest. For Shu's sake, I can allow you to see her, but after that, be gone. Any further transgressions, however, and you'll have only yourself to blame for any lingering sentiments being set aside. Lingering sentiments? Sounds quite nice when you put it like that. If by lingering sentiments you're referring to trapping her here for a millennium to be your work beast, then your tone suggests you would prefer we went back to the days when Great Yan was hunting all of you. No, life is self-centered and zero-sum, and that much is as true for beasts as it is for humans. I simply want to make a deal with you. I promise you the successful completion of the 12 pagodas in 5 cities, free from the threat of demons and catastrophes. Additionally, the next 3 years shall be beneficent, such that you will have ample time to stockpile food and recuperate. In exchange, I ask that my sister be freed from this place. You make it sound like Da Hong won't be able to overcome this challenge without you. The demons run rampant and catastrophes are capricious. You should be fully aware of Da Hong's situation. How do I know I can trust you? It is not amply clear to the Sui regulator what our abilities are. I will do as I stated and uphold my side of the deal. If you pull out, however, I will be forced to collect other assets as collateral. Just know that I, too, have lingering sentiments when it comes to this land. Shu, I did promise to let you leave. You will do as you stated. But if it's my life you could collect, we'll see just what these demons' blasphemous methods can do. Piercing wail. Yeah, bro. The energy core activated on its own, but how? It's not ready yet. These readings, is this a joke? This is enough to power a sizable nomadic city for 300 years. Out of the way, I'll deal with this. Mr. Juan. There he is. The energy core has gone out of control. He's taking control and is using it to create monsters. Spare me the abstract. Nobody knows this device better than me. On the other hand, Assistant Minister Ning, I don't need to remind you that the current situation is due to the failures of the Ministry of Rights and the Sui Regulator. Out of control. Since the day I joined the Tianqi bureaus and began studying engineering, the 3 words I've come to hate most are out of control. So I place a lot of more stock in the Grand Commandant's discrimination over the meritocracy that the Grand Tutor speaks of. You'll have plenty of time to impeach the Ministry of Rights after this crisis is over. Our top priority is to cut the connection between the plates and the core city. If we can't regain control at that point, then we must destroy the core city. I understand you don't appreciate the way I fawn upon the powerful figures, but I'm not so petty as to fail to grasp the overall situation. You can go now. I will stop the device. All by yourself. This is my project. My own projects have never gone out of control, nor will they ever. If it is to fail, then I should be the one to destroy it and pay whatever price I must. You want to help me finish this project? Why? I find you a sagacious partner, Assistant Minister Wen. I trust that your business will go smoothly. Our business. I see how much you value this project. The material aid I sent is a token of my sincerity. And you want me to pay for these supplies, yes? That's fine. Name your price. You misunderstand, Assistant Minister Wan. What are these baubles worth compared to you? I have forgotten. What is the annual salary a minister can earn in the Ministry of Works? And how long would you like to occupy that position, Assistant Minister Wan? Nothing to be surprised about. I know how difficult it was for you to rise from a humble scholar to a second-tier official. For all the hemming and hawing in the court, their plans amount to nothing more than profit, which is why you took such a great risk to help a certain Mandarin deal with the aftermath of Yumen. Are you threatening me? Only out to make a deal here. It is to our mutual benefit that this project be completed. Fine, I accept. You've readily agreed to the terms, but allow me to remind you that once you've signed this contract, you will have to pay the price, come what may. All under heaven live for profit and die for profit. You think the only thing that matters to me is this minister's robe? It's a lot of you who underestimate me. Puffs up blood. Alright, bro. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Shung, I'm actually a bit scared. What's happening with all farmland? Monsters are popping out from all over the place like in the operas. To be honest, I'm scared too. But I also know there are a lot of people even more scared and they don't know what to do. There's still something I can do. I can still protect them. Big Buffalo, even though I always call you Stupid Buffalo, you're actually the smartest person I've ever met. You know so much, much more than anyone else when it comes to farming. Which is why no matter what happens, you have to swear to keep yourself safe. Your dreams will surely come true. Whatever you do, don't think nobody cares about you just because you have no family. It's just what's gone into you all of a sudden. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm scared that I'm blurting out all the things I normally keep buried deep down. If only Shu were here, she'd know what these things are. Huh? Who? What did I just say? Who is Shu? But there was someone with us. She knew everything. What are you talking about? I don't know. A couple of days ago, someone stopped me along the riverbank and told me a story. Alright, the riverbank. How about this song? Not a fan, huh? It's Come Home Soon, Little Flower, the only song you like. Did I tell you that I got into a fight with Hashang? He said if I kept skipping school, all the good students would go off to Baizhou and I'd have to stay here. So mean, right? Don't you think he's just trying to provoke me for no reason? What's wrong with the way I am anyway? I just want to stay here and wait for my parents to come in. Brother, they're not coming back. Why are you chasing me off again? Okay, I'm leaving. Watch where you're swinging that axe. Hashang, eh? There's someone on the other side of the river who hasn't evacuated yet. Greenbuds, don't run off. I'll be fine. The mute uncle only listens to me, so I have to bring him back. Everyone in Dahong is going to be safe and sound. I'll see you soon in the center city. HS7. In dream, seasons come and go. See again, born again. HS7 after. Uncle. Mute uncle, where are you? Don't you try to fight those monsters, okay? Come out already. Let's get out of here together. Piercing wail. He is immersed in his own battlefield. The enemies he faces are unspeakable, his tongue rigid and dead inside his mouth. The people he loved have already left, never yet to see the next spring. He lifts his weapon high into the air. All he feels is that he has something he must protect. But what is it? The sound of a flute slowly drifts in. Plays flute laboriously. Uncle, I'm right here. Hurry, don't stay in the forest. Let's get out of here together. Let's go home. You think I'm scared of you? Get lost, you ugly thing. Gong Kai. A long axe lodges itself in the chest of the strange monster. It struggles to get up, but at least the silk strands fall apart and disperse onto the ground. Long after the axe had been released, the lumberjack's hands remain fixed in the motion of throwing his weapon. Unable to see clearly, he lowers his head and turns his ears, carefully listening to the sounds around him. There you are, Uncle. Finally found you. I'm over here. Hurry, come on over. I'll take you to safety. The lumberjack continues to listen carefully. He looks towards Grainbuds. He then picks up his axe again and turns to head deeper into the woods. It's dangerous over there. You need to turn back. Grainbuds brings her flute to her lips again, tries hard to steady her breathing, and begins to play another song. The flowers have bloomed, so hurry on home. Listen, listen, 'tis I who calls you back. But the lumberjack does not stop. Several monsters lie prone in the grass in front of Grainbuds. His cloudy eyes are unable to discern the things in front of him, the world spinning endlessly before his eyes. The blood in his veins roars, drowning out all other sound, until a sharp cry pierces his ears like a needle. Ah. Grainbuds turns to try to run, but then she raises her flute again, and a sharper sound reaches his ears. The flowers have bloomed, so hurry on home. Listen, listen, 'tis I who calls you back. Flowers have bloomed, and it's time to come home. He takes a step forward. A tiny white finger is holding his hand. Uncle, let's go. You don't know how to get back, do you? Why don't you want to go back? Are you afraid you'll scare the others? I promise nobody's going to be afraid of you anymore. They won't treat you like a freak. If anyone tries to badmouth you again, I'll bonk them on the head with my flute. So let's go back together, okay? The red silk tied to his arm suddenly loosens and is blown away by the wind, floating lazily into the sky. Large teardrops roll from the lumberjack's cloudy eyes, but Grainbuds does not notice. Man. How many more? Is there really no end to these monsters? All we can do is try our best to block them here. How is it possible to stop them from being afraid? Who's ever seen a battle like this before? A vast field sprawls in front of him. Countless terrifying-looking monsters continue to sprout from the ground. Behind those two, a large number of people queue up in a long line and march slowly towards the city center. Cries erupt from the team. The Tuma Tianxie barely managed to erect the defensive line with their Iridium arts, standing between the people and the monsters. The ground beneath their feet shakes, and a few more cries burst from the crowd. What happened? The plate was just disconnected from the core city. Control of the various soil parameters in the experimental plate depend on the core city's power supply. Now that it's been cut off, the field will become fallow. Zhao Bieji, where did those damn monsters come from? All our years of hard work ruined because of you. I've never been wrong like this in all my years here. Damn right, why the hell should we run from these? These beasts want to destroy our land and swallow up our crops, so we're gonna fight them to the very end. Come on, let's take the fight to them. Be careful. Someone picks up a hoe left in the field and turns to rush at an unknown monster. The hoe falls heavily upon the monster's head, causing the creature to stagger. The farmers desperately pick up whatever objects lie at their disposal, throwing stones and farm tools at the monster. A haphazardly tossed bottle of pesticide shatters against it, causing the monster to whimper. Pained howl. It's working? It's dead. It's working. We did it. I get it now. These things were transformed from the pests in the field. They're not monsters at all. Nothing to be scared of. Gather up and let's get rid of the beast messing with our crops. Shit, okay, Ethan, I need you to not come into my stream and just shit talk the thing I'm doing. I've been putting up with it, but you gotta chill out, man. Like, I'm playing this because I want to play it, alright? Jesus Christ. Others answer the call, more and more people picking up whatever tools they can, get their hands on and joining the defensive line. Some even sing at the top of their lungs. Let the wild plains, rivers, and mountains come, harsh as the east wind, the frozen moon, heaven's fickle, raging thunder. May the scent of rice fill heaven and earth, north and south, and fear neither drought nor flood. If only I was the wind in spring rain, bringing spring to the people. Don't stop here. A few more steps and we'll be there. Out of the way. Bro's fucking dead. You need pressure on your wound. Don't worry, it'll be okay. We're almost there. I've carried injured burning beasts home before and you don't look any heavier than them. Trust me, I can take you back. All of you, get out of my way. Stay away. Bro. Her tiny body falls to the ground, the sound ringing in the lumberjack's ears. He braces himself and lifts his weapon again. Pants heavily. Rip Grint, bro, she's... Oh, wait. We never got her fucking name, bro. Wait, what the fuck do you know her? Old Tianxie. What the fuck do you mean, old? Come on down. Your mind has already reached its limit. Stand down. I don't want to have to kill another apprentice with my own two hands. Bro, her parents have been dead. I don't know what she's coping about. Jesus Christ. Go back. There's a clever young lady waiting out there. How'd you read the Arknights stories you've been playing? They're good. I enjoyed them. Some of them have been kind of slow, but for the most part, they've been enjoyable. There's a clever young lady waiting out there. You can't let her go without her parents, even if she'll never recognize you again. There's not a chance. Wait. It's been difficult for all of you. I thought I'd head back to Dahong to recover from my injuries, but imagine running into something like this. You better hope I don't get my hands on you, needle prick. I have not done Babel's story yet, no. I had to skip through that one because I wasn't caught up on main story at that point, which, you know, spoilers, right? How good? It's a different style, because Reverse seems to focus more on individual characters, even if the story is a bit grander, and this seems to focus more on world building and lore sort of things. The golden eccentric looks around and reaches for her belt. Where's my fan? The strange fabric seems aware of the danger and hesitates, not daring to draw closer. My sorry disciples even asked how I'm not scared of these things. I flipped the question around. After killing so many of them, why are these things not afraid of me? A billowing current of air sweeps up, the Tianxi's golden figure uplifting light and heat into a spatial distortion, incandescent white flames outlining the chasm in the wilderness. She snaps her fingers lightly. Long has she walked among us, countless demons has she subdued. Bro, who the fuck is this guy? Who's she? Grow, flax, mulberry fields, grow as the sun rises. Drive away all evil and bring new life to heaven and earth. I guess I had a lot of, but yeah, there's so much to go through. I do plan on playing through the main story, just restarting it from the very beginning, because I definitely, it's been like kind of patchy with what I know, so I kind of want to just go through it all at once. The cocoon is formed. It is time to weave. Now we're in the dream again. A foul beast flies by. In a domain not meant for foul beasts, in this place, the sun, the moon, the stars, the wind, the frost, the rain, the snow, the mountains, the rivers, none of it is meant to exist in the first place. But this particular foul beast picks up an ear of rice, flaps its wings, and tarries on the peak of a hill. Its heart beats and beats as if something is about to burst out. A gust of wind blows by, causing the saplings to wobble. The rivers flow without cease, the waters coursing. The mountains and rivers rise, the earth and soil rumbling. The trees plant their roots, their shadows swaying. As if sensing something, the foul beast takes flight once more with the ear of rice in its mouth, 2 seeds of rice falling into the boundless paddies. Swish, swoosh. A pair of eyes open. You've come back. See, she's not dead. HS8. The farmer swings his tools and it spreads through the fields, mountains, and rivers. HS8 before and after. Pitch black. Unfathomable depth without a shred of sunlight. The stifling atmosphere almost feels as heavy as the roof's own weight. It ain't true, it's actually, yeah, Grainpod's parents came back to life. The roof of a tomb. What's going on? Why am I back here? Way, old thing, still alive? I came to see you. The sound emanates from behind the heavy door before her. You've been sleeping for so long and you're still as pissy as ever. Not the scary act already. Can you even do anything after lying here all this time? Nothing to be afraid of, right? Changshu. Which mountain is this? Why isn't there a single road sign? No. What year is it even? Judging from the houses by the road, this looks like Changshu before it went nomadic. Why does it look like the city I saw when I first got here? A man hangs from a steep cliff with a rope, engraving a sentence with a hammer and chisel in his hands. Hey, you up on the mountain, what you doing? You don't know who I am. Why would I? It was I who designed and created the city. That's pretty cool. Catastrophe's about to arrive and everyone's already evacuated, but the disaster will destroy all the houses I built. I can't let it happen just like that. The 5th year of Jingyan, and when I had just arrived here and stayed for 3 decades, records of Changshu City. I'm carving how I crafted the city onto this cliff so future generations will remember my achievements. Bro, you are going to die. The catastrophe is just around the corner. You're risking your life for this, but what if a thunderbolt cleaves the mountain in two? Wouldn't your hard work be in vain? Couldn't care less. This is the only thing I can do. Why even bother living if no one will know my feats? How do you even live like that? Fine, just keep working. I'll disturb you no more. Why, where does this mountain path lead? I don't know. It's you. Sir, I wish for you to grant me a sword. Before, to save, to avenge. I told you, my swords don't come cheap. What are you offering? My life, again. I should have said no already. Do you hate me for giving you that rusty piece of scrap metal? What am I saying? This is just an illusion. But you do remember me. Just thinking about that screenplay draft, I still can't help but wonder if the story would have ended differently had I given you a proper blade then. How can someone so remarkable and knowledgeable show compassion to a nobody like me? A mere mortal life is honestly worthless to you. Don't go that far. I still like you mortals a lot. You look at us as if you're watching a play. Your casual acts can add a little marvel to the show and change the fates of countless people. Sometimes you'll even be in the mood to join us for a few songs. But in the myriad of plays, you're the only one off stage. You've been alone all along. I didn't think I'd get this kind of hallucination. I'm tired, just take the sword. It's made for proper combat. Let me see if the story ends differently. Not a single thing gives silent ears. Is the sound not coming through? Sir, a young man asked me to deliver this package to you before the day of Dongji. Oh, voice out. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only issue I really have. Don't you have the guts to see me in person? I suppose he's passed on by now. The bag is empty. Countries turn to rust, a brief spark in the wind, a bubble gone without a trace. It's the fucking magistrate's house. Why are we here? What's this? Sir, I've been anticipating this for a long time. You've been waiting for me. I'm puzzled by something that I'd like you to clarify. To elaborate. I went to collect references at the edge of the city today and saw an old fowl beast perched by the riverbank. I've never seen a fowl beast so beautiful. I was just about to whip out my brush and paper when it flapped its wings and vanished from sight. I tried to paint it from what I could remember, but I could not do it. Just let it go. Some things are beyond your control. That holds true for others, but I still call myself a painter for the time being, so I'll always want to capture it somehow. I painted quite a lot these past few years. I've always thought one had to paint plenty of paintings and see many sights to make life worthwhile. But finally I realized that paintings are ultimately inanimate objects. You just realized that, brother? What do you mean? The scenes I paint turn into a passing cloud a moment later. The more I paint, the more insignificant I feel my paintings become. It's only natural, no? One can only dream of seeing the entire land if one won't even make it to 100 years of age. Oh, I think you still don't understand. Sir, I'd like to ask for some thoughts on this undeserving work of mine. We're in the end now. It's a painting. My painting. This is a view we ignorant mortals see. Even one like you with all the views you have seen are only a drop in the ocean when compared to the tumultuous changes this land has experienced over the last millennium. Yeah, chapter 1 does have the voice acting, yeah, barely voice acting. Please take a good look once more, for we only have this one dusk. Oh shit, name drop. Alt brush, wind scroll, has besotted us drunk, one dust to ash. We can get Ling now? Give me Ling, man. You're growing well. Did you plant all these? He's alive, look at that. The people here did. As you said, I can't use my abilities to meddle with their growth. I'll disappear one day, but these people will still be here for a long time. You've worked so hard. It's been a while, Shu. How very strange. That brother of mine has been telling me he's seen you in his dreams lately. Why do you keep thinking about me? Are you getting nostalgic with age? You know how to make fun of me too now. The people here all remember a Shanong who compiled the 24 Jiachi solar terms, taught them how to till a land, and even risked her life to cultivate a vast expanse of frozen soil into fertile lands. How can I bear that title on my own? We achieved it all together, so why put everything on my shoulders? It's been so long. Is there still a difference between you or me? All I remember is someone taking me in when I was wandering about aimlessly like a child and giving me a home. She told me I didn't need to care about the differences between man and beast, that I should just live as a human. I didn't expect you to stay here even now. I promised you I would. To stay and guard this land so people wouldn't have to go hungry. Oh Shu, have you ever resented me? 1,000 years, how can you call this devotion? This is clearly incarceration. Even though your consciousness is gone, you're still trapped here by your ties to this land rather than go free. All because of one mistake I made. I don't resent you for it, only myself, for not going north in your place. Shu, you know I've never seen you as a Xian. The whole time we were together, I almost forgot you weren't mortal. I only realized that when we parted ways, I had my own selfish motives, a human selfishness. I wanted to beg you to stay, to continue helping the people here. All of my kin need you. But I wasn't sure if you would love them as you loved me. I'm afraid I've let you down. So we failed in the end, right? You never found the seeds, and I never managed to grow crops on originium-tainted soil. You couldn't even protect this land. Man can prevail over nature, but when will that happen for real? True. Do you regret it? You knew that everything I said would come to pass, didn't you? Yes, I always knew. You should have met me here. You shouldn't have met me then here. You're only a shred of consciousness left in this device, and I'm a memory within. I am you. Duh. You're still here. I'm always with you. Command to want and rage and greed for life and fear for death. I nearly forgot why I even created you back then. No place a place amidst high mountains or waters far, no matter to me, free amidst the human realm. I've been muddle-headed for so long that I even lost track of why I'm awake. Whoever said you had to paint the entire realm to be considered an artist? Just paint the realm and true it be. The painter brandishes her blade and mounts rise in succession. I am me, and what I see is all. Wait, what the fuck is Lava doing here? A director can't be sleeping on set, right? That's crazy irresponsible. What's wrong with taking a snooze when you're tired? Which one are we shooting this time? Mech of Fahrenheit versus Fahrenheit. Alright, bro. Isn't that the screenplay I stashed away in the bottom of my drawer? You meant it's that bad? I swear this is the last one. Anything can be spun into a good story. That's what legends and strange tales are. I gotta ask, little Lava, what makes you so willing to humor me for so long? The legendary weapon you promised. When are you going to give it to me? Sure enough, you're still after that. Would you miss me if I were to vanish one day without a trace, for good? Nope. If that day comes, no one will remember you. The weapons, tools, cities, and those films you made will all vanish. You know that. So in Ancient Forge, the very first one, Lava is helping Nyan make her movie. And it's fair that you don't remember because the first one is kind of dog shit, I'm not gonna lie. You're right, I shouldn't be seeing you here either. Yeah, you called it. The dumb stuff I waste time on again and again, all amounts to nothing in the end. But I can't help it. I just want to have some fun and leave some memories behind. Leave something behind to have fun. That's enough for me. Thanks, little Lava. It was pretty fun making trouble with you at Rhodes Island. Humiliating. I ended up giving myself a lecture with something I crafted with my own hands. Letting people go through these old and irrelevant memories just like that is really something. Well, enough of that. We answered the question when we managed to split off from Chaos. You're just a heart, so stop dreaming about taking us back in. You work hard to be free from that pitch black tomb. You're not about to go back to living under your shadow, old thing. We are not about to. So, to bits. There's too many. We can't handle them all. I actually read Ancient Forge and I didn't. I think that was the point. Because I read it as well. I don't believe you're supposed to know it's a movie, even though it's kind of given away in like the promotional materials and stuff, like from the story itself. You might not even manage to save the nearby fields. The situation is dire. We should prioritize saving the people. Am I imagining things? You don't seem as fearsome as before. What's that sound? The blade is separating from the core city. As I thought, the vitality of these monsters is bound to Dahong's core energy core, so once we break the connection, they'll grow weaker. Has everyone managed to evacuate here? We notified the entire city, but is everyone here? Everyone from residential sections 1 to 4 is here. Sections 9 through 12 all present. Everyone from 6 to 8 is here, but we haven't heard back from the group dispatched to Section 5. What? They were on their way from the city center when they encountered a patch of farmland under attack. Things went badly, and that's when we lost contact. The energy core is broken down, and our communication systems went with it. I'll go look for them. Wait, you always chide me for acting tough, but now you're dashing ahead of us. We don't even know how many monsters are swarming the place, and you plan on charging forward alone. It's my experimental plot. I know it better than anyone else. The residents are there usually helping with the farm work. I even lied to them, saying my research was going well lately. It's fine if you want to go, just take me along. I run fast too, I can help. Not from here. You've got nothing to do with the people here, and you're even a year younger than I am. Sheng was promoted to an intermediate Nongya Tenshi in the year 1101 at the age of 17. When I was looking through the intel on Da Hong, I checked the Tianxi Bureau's roster and found you're a year younger than me. So no need to act tough at such a critical juncture, boy. You normally speak like this back home. I never speak like this, Chinchu. Enough talk, let's go already. Was the legend a lie? The blurry rice paddy stretched to the horizon. This is a patch of living, fertile land. The wind plays ever so, the waves of rice's song. A nascent consciousness is born here and a voice speaks to her. You're back. You seem exhausted. Are you alright? So you're already awake. Where am I? Have I always been here? Why do I have memories from long ago? I saw so much. War, death, plague, famine. The disaster from above the roof washes over the land, leaving only devastation behind, followed by endless war and upheaval. Civilizations perish, life fills with dread. Why am I trapped in here? Because who am I? I feel so frightened. The outside is frightening. Pain. I can hear the cries of many. How can I put a stop to all this suffering? I remember now, someone gave me a name. Sui. I am you. Weeds overgrow, drowning the entire land. The longest arc of night condenses into this single moment. Oh, there she is. No, you're just a shadow. My shadow. But it isn't your suffering. It belongs to the people living on this land. You fear because you haven't really lived yet. You don't know how this great land truly is. This world isn't frightening at all. But you've never seen crops being harvested or people cheerfully laughing. You've never seen countless creatures vying to survive, enduring hardship and continuing to thrive. You should take a closer look if you get the chance. I am no longer an arrogant and lonesome Fahrenheit, nor am I a soul adrift all on my own. I have lived a real life here, together with the infinite variety of life on this continent. A drop of dew drips down, injecting life that spans across time into the land. Sleep. Twilight red sets on the stalks. These earthly strivings kissed by doom. Millennia reap me now a single tender shoot. Over here, help. Stay away. We saved. Guang, why are you still here? Are you alright? Xiaohe, I knew you'd come back. Zhang Guile, these beasts just appeared out of nowhere and started chewing up all the crops here. But don't worry, we protected the plot well and didn't let a single beast past us. Uncle Wang. It's alright, he's only fainted from shock. The whole field is sinking inch by inch, and huge fissures can be seen across the fields in the distance. Communication equipment's not working at all. The Tuma Tianxi don't know there's still people here, and they've already begun disconnecting the plate. Let's hurry and move before it's too late. What a deep ravine. Have we been left behind? Pardon me. The young candle holder carries a farmer on his own and leaps into the air, crossing the gap in just a few steps. Amazing. Zhuole goes back and forth between the two separate plates, transporting one by one those left behind to safety on the other side. But the space between the plates continues to expand at a speed visible to the naked eye, and his steps gradually grow heavier. At the last trip, when a gust of wind blows him back up as he almost loses his footing. Careful now. Many thanks. Everyone's safe now, so hold on to me and I'll bring you over too. There's more of them. Don't get distracted. You're using your arts too much. No need to worry about me. The students of the Tianxi Bureaus aren't as weak as you think. They do work together to repel a few monsters, but as they dispatch the beasts, the vertical disparity of both plates escalates before their eyes. The distance of about 15 meters seems an unsurmountable chasm to the two. What are you doing here? Bro, we're playing some Arknights. That's what we're doing. Damn it. Hello, Mike. How are you? Welcome. Are we stuck here? This place is about to fall, so we'd best prepare for impact. Find somewhere with a soft soil to hide it, and we might... I never noticed till now that Da Hong's plates were built so high. Zhuole, how many people did we save? Don't worry, I did a head count earlier and everyone who's here has already made it over. Cheer up, we just have to find a way to make it back alive and this rescue mission will be a complete success. The legends always say as long as everyone stands together, we'll make it through any crisis, no matter how dire it gets. Everyone's been taking care of me all these years. I've never managed to pay them back, but today... Heshong struggles to finish his words, and Zhuole realizes a bright red stain is seeping through from the other's white shirt. It hurt. When did you? Let me give you something. Bro's not dying. Right now. My Tianqi apparatus with important data inside. You have to keep it safe no matter what happens. Alright, I'll take it. Heshong ties an originium device tightly onto Zhuole's hand. He hits the switch and the little thing rapidly unfolds into a kite. What are you doing? I was hard on you before, but I realized you have a good heart. So I can't leave you here. The youth exerts the last vestiges of his strength, and a gust of wind rises. Zhuole flies into the air carried by the kite before he can even react. The plate below shrinks bit by bit, along with Heshong's silhouette, but Zhuole can make out the shapes of the few remaining monsters on the field rushing towards the shrinking figure. I don't know where you came from, but I'm not scared. Huh? Oink. Just a regular stock beast. You awake, wake up. You hear that. Seems like he's still breathing, make way. Man. Concern nudging. I don't have any treats on me. Heshong opens his eyes to find himself lying in a field, surrounded by a plethora of worried faces. He seems to have returned to a day he does not remember, the first day he came to this land. Is everyone alright? Everyone was about to look for you when Mian Mian suddenly showed up with you and Tao. But why did you? Thank you for saving me. The monsters, did we beat them? Yes. What? Dark clouds scatter, the bloody afterglow fades, and another sunset sprinkles a golden twilight all over the fields. Is it over? It's over. We won, right? What Shenong did then, we've managed it too. Indeed. This is a dream sequence, surely. Someone's managed to get the energy core under control. We did it. Looking back at it all, isn't this the birth of a new legend? Surely not, right? That seems a bit abrupt, doesn't it? Oh. Now things have died down, we should head back. My eyes don't deceive me. That's played at 5, the Wanqing experimental plot. It's an overgrown field. Nearby stands a single rice stalk in an overgrown field. Get me out. Why do you want to go back? It's still dangerous. What is it? It worked. We did it. 10,000 ching of rice fertile fields. All's not lost. There's still hope for us. The youth happily carries the rice plant with a slight lunacy to his laughter. What exactly? You'll probably just say you wouldn't understand even if I told you, right? I'll just take you at your word. For these creatures to grow, they must endure calamity. Those that survive will break out of their cocoons. Those that do not will have their lives quietly snuffed out in the darkness. No living being can escape the cycle of destruction and rebirth. What exactly is he planning? The Baron's heart. Wait, there's no way. That seemed like such an abrupt shift. We meet again. Your presence here must mean you figured out my plans, Lord Zul. What are you doing? Leaving, as you can see. Leaving what? Something for sale once it's completed, of course. For sale to whom? It's standard practice to keep customer information confidential. What's that on the cloth? Scenes from across the country, or perhaps to phrase it in your words, the splendor of Yan. I spent many years traveling across Yan, visiting every city, and Da Huang is my final stop. Only today do I consider this bolt of cloth complete. One should use dyes of an appropriate quality for a design this beautiful. Is there any material better than Yan's splendor to dye this weave? My 100 scenic portraits of Great Yan. Countless bolts of silk and satin seem to descend from the heavens, every bolt a city, a piece of history, a facet of worldly plight. The nation's splendor? No, it should be the hearts of the people. Just look at how brilliant the brocade is. All the colors of their souls I've seen. How could I dislike this mortal realm? That was really abrupt, that shift from him fucking dying to not. Sure. Not too fond of that. HS9. So this is what heaven looks like to those insignificant souls. Bro, this does not look like heaven. Please. For the first time, I walked out of the chaos and void into these vast lands. Where did I come from and where am I going? I still carry memories of that enormous body, and I seem to have some kind of divine power as well as a lifespan that far exceeds those of the masses I see before me. But like a confused child, I followed the people I saw and imitated what they did. After a great length of time, I met two teachers. There is a barren swath of land in the northern reaches of Yun. I'm trying to reclaim and farm the uncultivated fields there with the locals. It's fun to watch crop after crop grow out of the soil. If you don't know where to go, why don't you come give us a hand? What is the place like? Much colder than the towns here, plus those things from beyond the door are a bit dangerous. But you wanted to find out what man is like, it might just be the perfect place for you. You'll have all the time you need to find your answer. That was when I found out for the first time that there was a concept as camaraderie between living beings. Maybe this is why they were able to defeat those enormous beings. How strange. It was hailing furiously last night, but the crops are all fine. Maybe luck is on our side. Maybe heaven saw how hard we worked the fields and decided to have mercy. Gee, this is your doing, isn't it? I simply thought it would be a shame for a hail to destroy the hard work and effort that everyone put in over the last 6 months. Everything in this world's lands moves. What? This world's lands move according to its own set of rules. When a season's harvest is ruined, you can bury it to fertilize the soil and help the next year's crops grow better. You saved this field's harvest this season, but how many fields are there like this one in Yun? How many mouths are there to feed at the mercy of heaven? You did this out of the kindness of your heart, but mankind needs to learn to survive on these lands by itself. You leave one day too, of course. But this swath of land will be here forever. Life will exist forever. Everything under heaven has its own position. But we live between heaven and earth like rootless trees destined to drift about. No cause and no effect, no beginning and no end. Where should we return? Times change. You're a merchant here for grain, you say? There are droughts everywhere this year. I heard granaries in the north have a surplus, so I'm here to purchase the grain to resell where the situation is most dire. Heaven and her rainstorms show no mercy. The farmers have it hard. A famine year is not necessarily a bad thing for farmers, though. Speak nonsense, my good gentleman. How could a famine be a good thing for the farmers? Simple wisdom. The more severe the famine, the more their harvests earn them. Compare 500 caddies at 1 yen per caddy to 100 caddies at 10 yen per caddy. Even a 3-year-old can calculate which is the better deal from a seller's perspective. I've lived here ever since I was a child. The only way I know how to use food is to feed the masses and save lives. I think such wisdom existed in the lands outside. You haven't seen what's like outside Dahong. Not everyone is Jan that can see only the abyss but not the water that fills it. If all one does is guard these pots, how is he or she meant to understand all the wisdom under heaven? Young man, my caravan needs someone to help manage our affairs. Might you be interested in coming with us to the lands outside? Tea leaf peddler, get me a room. For the old rules, the cargo goes in the warehouse. You pay first, then you get your room. Said you wanted to get in the tea business because of all the tea farms spreading up outside Changshu over the last 2 years. How come you bought out these inns instead? How much do you reckon a truckload of Changshu greens can earn when transported from here to Baijiao, and how much in tariffs will the court take? If the journey to Baijiao was uneventful, a 20% profit would be a fairly good return to me. Now how much do you reckon I can make here with all the tea merchants coming and going, even the ones unwilling to pay their taxes? When you put it that way, certainly you are in a more lucrative business. But I also noticed that you withheld some of the cargo for the mandarins. That is my other line of business. The people working in the government need something to show too. You're not afraid of the mandarins looking for trouble or the tea merchants turning against you. That wouldn't be a very good bargain to them. Without me, the tea merchants would have to pay their fair share in taxes or take the risk to find another route. Without me, the government would have to spend a hefty sum to get their hands on tips about smugglers, or say the merchants end up revolting. How much would it cost to quell this revolt? Damn, he was too— yeah, like actually, the bro got corrupted by capitalism, that's crazy. A win for all three parties indeed. An unusually lucrative line of business. We've been in Changshu for long enough. I'm starting to grow tired of the cuisine here. Let's hand the business off and head east. East? What kind of business awaits us there? Mining? Grain transport? Whatever earns us money, that's what we'll do. This time I merely want to go home to have a look around. You asked me before if there exists a wisdom that stands true everywhere. All under heaven lives for profit and die for profit. Be it law and morality, faith and honor, there is nothing under heaven that cannot be accounted for in a ledger. Thank you for that, bro. Bro got fucking one-shot by capitalism. That is crazy work. That is indeed what I saw. I am starting to understand. My dear sister, I've settled an account. All these years, each of us have lived lives across Yan and recorded our own gains and losses on our respective ledgers. Daogei found his own path, but he found himself an outlier in this mortal realm, a place in which he cannot love, hate, or even let go, a loss. Ling has lived the carefree life. This realm cannot bind her. She finds her own joy, a profit. And our younger sisters, not necessarily incisive, but they have little that troubles them. They are breaking even. As for Erge, our second or oldest brother, well, Jie is dead. No matter how you slice it, a tremendous loss. Our family has been under the Yanni's thumb for over a millennium. I truly cannot see how we are getting anything from this transaction. Most important is you, my dear sister. Has the question of profit really never crossed your mind? Substitute, yes. I place my bet on a conclusion, for revenge and for us. How is it even possible? 1/12 is no match for the whole. What are your chances? How confident are you? I've worked this out over a long time. There are 19 lines on a Weiqi board, both horizontal and vertical. All the moves one can make have already been calculated. The white players compensated 7.5 points, giving black less than half a winning chance. Truly a most difficult task on my own. That is why I need your help. If I were to tell you there remains a shred of hope that this is the one and only way, would you be willing to put your wealth and life on the line? You catch up fast? Perhaps it's time to give an explanation for your actions. What form of explanation would you like, Lord Zhuo? You roused demons, lay harm to the citizenry, seized the country's fortifications, and even plotted against the other proxies. Given your actions, your crimes are far worse than Wang's. I may have some objections to your charges, but what would you like to do here? Hand over the cloth and return to the capital under Sui regulator supervision. And what will I get in return? A chance at a fair trial. A shame that is not a price I am willing to pay. It would make an enemy of Yan. If I would, what could you possibly do? Tode takes a step forward and unsheathes his— whether you are taking another L, do not do it. Is it really so much fun to pick on mortals? It's you. Not bad, kid. You managed to tail him all the way here. Gotta hand it to you. But this is a family matter. You Sui regulator folks will have to give us some personal space. You escaped the heart. You're moving faster than I anticipated. Seems my little sisters have grown up. Don't talk like we're all getting along. What do you think this is? A test? And here I thought you were actually trying to off us. Don't be ridiculous. So you've been laying low all these years to weave this cloth? Making cloths out of Yan's splendor. Not bad. He needs this before he goes to see it. Having traveled all around Yan, I thought it a shame when I finally decided to weave Da Hong into it. You two are on this together. He's finished preparing already. Should have figured you get along with the Weiqi failure at the best. Don't act like you don't know what taking your cloth out of this place means. This is a straight-up declaration of war against Yan. And you're Sange, my third brother, and truth be told, out of all my older siblings, you're one of the ones I like best. I always feel like the two of us can crank out some pretty sick ideas. Remember how I helped you sell fakes of dust paintings that one time, bro? What? Sorry, this is way overdoing it, even for me. Shame. From the looks of it, you're not on my side either, Dusk. In your dreams. It's been a few centuries since we've had a family reunion with more than 3 of us. To think that the first thing we'd be doing is fighting amongst ourselves, just like all those years ago. What's the deal? Reminiscing on old times? If we can talk this out peacefully, I would rather us not come to blows. How could I possibly raise a hand against my little sisters? Not the big talk already. It's 2 against 1. The odds aren't stacked against you. Well, we'll just have to see how it all turns out then. This time, not even the army of that great wild hunt years ago could stop me. Combat node. Whoever thought it would snow like this? The field's ridges have been covered with a thick layer of despair-inducing white. The bits of yellow dotting it are the heads of grain that were laboriously planted only a month prior. How many plants would still be alive after 10 days? One dares not think. A must-be stumbles around, barging into the silent field of wheat. Even the sparse crops in front of it are an unexpected joy. It sniffs around carefully, calculating how much it needs to tide it over and how much would be left to take back to the cave to feed its kin, until a thick metal hoe crashes down on its hind brow. 3 more heads of wheat are gone. The angry farmer snatches the beast that has been ruining the crop, so angry that he wants to skin it to make a meal. However, the carcass is so emaciated that it hardly weighs more than a few taels. With a long sigh, the farmer digs a hole in the ground and buries the beast's body. Poor thing. Hardship strikes at will. Such occurrences are common. If the wheat dies in this freeze, how many people will perish next year? A great many, but there will always be many who come to their aid, and a lot of them will survive. Life itself will not cease. The firmament is as a veil. The ethereal satin silk seems to be infinitely weighty, firmly separating the 2 combatants and pressing towards them. And let's wrap it up. It took a considerable amount of time It took a considerable amount of effort to build this heart for you. It would be a terrible shame to see it torn apart in this conflict. You weren't in a position to be making small talk yourself. I nearly took your head off with that firecracker blast just now. Where'd all that destructive might of yours go? Why don't you make a massive pair of scissors and cut his little fabrications to bits? Put some effort into it too. He's about to turn your paintings into papercraft. Oh, it's my fault now. Cut me some slack here. He just turned that big old firecracker I built into a pile of threads. Has he always been able to do stuff like that? Didn't think he'd ever have the will to work on his powers over the years. The question is, why does he seem to have such a good grasp of what our powers are? Hold on, is it really just one guy we're up against? It's almost up. I truly would like to stick around to chat more, as rare as our reunions are. However, the unfortunate reality is that I am short on time and must bid you farewell. I really wish I didn't have to use this. The next time we meet, I will have to make amends. If we meet again, that is. To think you'd strike down your own sister. What a disgrace. True. I didn't think you'd just go and disappear altogether, but are you alright? Sincerely hope you weren't just trying to scare us on purpose. Actually, because we have no budget for an action. Yeah, actually though. Think of it as a much needed rest. Sorry for worrying you. And here I was waiting to see my little brother again. Lo and behold, the scene I come back to. Does he really not see this place as home anymore? My dear sister, I know that look. That's the look on your face whenever you've done something wrong. How long has it been? 67 years. You'll have to stay for dinner. If you have anything to say, you can say it at the table. I'm sorry, my dear sister, I can't listen to you this time. So you're taking orders from someone else now, huh? One who's been hidden behind the curtain this whole time. How much longer does he plan to stay hidden? How many years? 6, 7, 6, 7. Whatever it is, wouldn't it be better to tell me face to face? A man slowly walks forth from the distance, sauntering past the threshold of time immemorial. It's as if he has been there since the very beginning. Time and space halt with the sound of his footsteps. There he is. Bro got a serious glow down, holy shit. Finally decide to show yourself. There's the whole crowd. What a lively gathering. You all are still inclined to such excitement. Wait, didn't he go insane? The atmosphere of a little reunion isn't quite what I expected. What happens in the movies when a relative on the most wanted list suddenly shows up at your doorstep? Is he actually the real deal or just a shadow? Any shenanigans the Weiqi failure tries to pull wouldn't surprise me at this point. It'd be a big deal if he pulled another sweet shang out of his ass though. So what's the plan, Shu? Are we fighting? Changshu, you men, and now here. Don't you think you've gone too far? Small sacrifices for the greater good, each unto their own, nothing more, nothing less. Look at all the devastated fields out there and all the suffering people. I can't forgive you for talking like that. Upon careful consideration, there still remains 2 lines of inquiry regarding who owes this debt. You stay here so we can tally it up. His account has been accumulating debt for over 1,000 years. You haven't been here in a long time. There are things I must do. There's a battlefield to the north. When the troops assemble, I must stand on the front lines. Bleached bones exposed in the wilds where fowls sing not for 1,000 li. After 1,000 years of war, in the end, it is still the commoners in the field who suffer. Some brain soups it. No, this one is just... Bro is black-pilled as hell. He's done. The people you take so lightly are actually our teachers in the truest sense. We take after their form, find things that interest us, and only then do we find our place in the world. We have nothing in common with them, not a single thing. What is so different about us? Baramut may have lives spanning tens of thousands of years, while mayflies die as quickly as they live, Mayfly mentioned. But in the end, we are all lives born under heaven. Everything that has a beginning must also have an end. Warfare and slaughter. Why exactly did you choose this path? What value do you see in it? Law and order. I recently learned a game, Weiqi. The rules are simple, but the underlying principles are quite similar to the art of war. It has demonstrated to me a singular wisdom, as chaotic or disorderly as things may appear. Master the rules and the final outcome will fall into place. It's actually, yes, that's why we're going through this story. We're gonna have to get one. So it's not financial debt. No, it's karmic debt, brother. The final outcome that we've all been so keenly focused on. Is dead silence. This is the outcome that you see. Not just for us, but for all things living in these lands. How ironic. If death is the effect, then does that not make life itself the cause? You ever get tired of standing watch here? Everything in existence is worthy of being cherished, just as it is now. All things have their time, people, beasts, mountains, water, grass, trees. They are all alike in this regard. This is the Tao that people speak of. The grass becomes lush and green every spring. We have come and we have existed. Is that not enough? So you've resigned yourself to this end. That's not what you really think. I was simply wondering, have we ever lived as our true selves? Don't tell me you. I've been contemplating this for a long time, calculating. Finally, I have seen another outcome. Not far away, a green sapling pokes its head out from underneath the snow. I know you can see it, Shu. The haggard man stretches out his hand, his fingertips still covered with rough calluses. Can you read my palm for me? And the solitude, calpus blurred, death nigh inexorable. I'm very much looking forward to that. I shall be waiting. Oh, it's Shangsu. Were you able to see her again? You know that wouldn't be possible. I often find myself thinking of her. She said that education is a great equalizer and wished for every person to be able to read and write. All those schools and books are her legacy. In that regard, you are quite similar. But these last few years, I've forgotten many things, including her. About the books she wrote and the meaning held by a true name in one lone word. I can clearly recall that she once played a game with me. She wanted to tell me something during the game, but I've already forgotten what it was. I thought, yes, even we cannot escape this influence. You have regrets. I want to find a remedy. 181 fragments. Everyone thought you had lost your mind. Perhaps. What do you intend to do? I wish to return to that husk. I require its power. I will slay it, and then I shall become it. And using its power, I will plot a great windfall for all beings in this realm. It will cost you your life, but the rest of you will live and truly be yourselves. She will lend me a portion of your power. The 12 of us with each additional portion of strength comes out another. The 12 of us with each additional portion of strength comes another chance at victory. The vast farmland crisscrosses, and this particular visitor places a piece on the Weiqi board. Shu opens her palm, and a handful of seeds fall onto the board. This must be your answer. You reap what you sow. If you haven't veered off the path and really are heading towards our end, then these seeds will germinate at the right time and bear the fruit you desired. You will have conditions from me as well. We can't let you keep creating problems for us. And so concludes the discussions concerning my affairs. If there's anything else you should speak. You've really grown up, huh? Ready to fly the nest? I'm 1,000 years old, my dear sister. Yeah, fair enough. Can't stop you. We had a big argument the last time I left. Could you leave me something to remember you by this time? You've already woven all of Dahong into that brocade of yours. What else do you want to take from me? If you have a bit of remorse in there, you better come out back alive. Fair enough. Thus, can I ask one last thing from you? What? The painting. Can you give it to me up front? How did you? I will take good care of it. And with that, consider our account settled. Who said you could go? Is bro here? Oh, what the fuck are you doing here, bro? You again. The second sweet brother. Ni Atingde. I knew you were behind this. You have nothing better to do. Done hiding out in your ruined temple, playing your shitty game Weiqi, and now you have come to my turf to ruin everything. Literally, who are you? Look at the mess you've made with your little spat here and all the crops you've destroyed. See if I won't beat your ass right here and now. Watch out. The satin silk ignites upon contact with the incandescent white flames, reduced to smoke and ash in the blink of an eye. Like, chill, bro, what the hell? Originium arsec and reverse decomposition. When did you learn? No, that's not it. This is causality. See how many more seeds you have left to withstand my flames. Chensha, this may not be the best time to launch your attack. The Chamber of Heaven's designs has suffered grave losses. Any more wrong moves and the Great Yan's entire northern defensive line may be imperiled. It's more than just the demonic taint that has eyes on Yan's northern border, right? Jolie finally doing something. Literally, who is it? This is the girl who's been showing up like every couple nodes. Stop trying to scare people. I swear I'm gonna teach you a lesson if it's the last thing I do. No, Jolie doesn't do shit, bro. He is fucking useless. And do you not care at all about the other long-lived among you? You feign lunacy to protect your mind from demonic contamination, but you've not forgotten your true purpose at all. Weigh the pros and cons. Surely there's no reason we shouldn't be able to come to some accord. Till we meet again. Bro, who the fuck is this lady? Is it over? Yes, it's all over now. You were willing to throw away your life for this project. Why? To become renowned for such a grand accomplishment. And then what? I have a dream. Cities interconnected for 10,000 li, stretching to the palace of heaven. No longer would anyone cross this great land, one for shelter from wind and rain. What is the point of being a Tianshi without any accomplishments to his name? Must you stand head and shoulders above the rest in order to lay the bricks of the city of your dreams? Are you one of the heavenly Shans? I'll trade your life for your dream. Shallow breathing. The skybound white jade capital of 12 pagodas in 5 cities. The Shan strokes my head, nods my hair, and grants eternal life. The skybound white jade capital of 12 pagodas in 5 cities. Alas, could I get mansions of 10,000 chambers, I'd shelter all the needy under heaven, blessing them with joy. You're awake. Where am I? Don't worry, the monsters are gone. You saved me. I wouldn't say that. You were lying unconscious on the ground when I found you, so I went over to try to wake you up. Bullshit. You're the old Zhang of Dan Huang, but the responsibility does not fall solely on your shoulders. It might not necessarily be a good deal to exchange your life for the safety and stability of this place. It's my choice to make. What matters is that Dahong is safe. You care a lot about this place. Of course I care. I spent most of my life here and my roots run deep. Take care of yourself. I'm off. Goodbye, Shu. You deserve your freedom. This incubator, the incubator. The rice plant can still be saved. There's still hope for the experiment. Here you are. I found it. Found what? This is the one rice plant, the one that survived the Wanqing project's experimental plot. It isn't impossible to grow crops on originium-contaminated soil. Laoxi's experiments proved it. Wait, you're... Judging from your clothes, are you a Shoya Tenchi from the Bureau? I don't think I've seen you before. Yes, I haven't been here very long. The young man scratches his head in confusion, as if he has forgotten something. It is as if he had dreamed the long dream, and the emotions from it still vaguely linger in his heart. He just can't remember the people he met or the things he encountered. After spacing out for a spell, the young man cracks a smile. An apprentice of the Tianxi Bureau, called He Sheng. I guess I ought to call you Lao Shi now too. Hello, He Sheng. I just discovered a very important crop, one that can grow on soil contaminated by originium. This has been a long-term project. As long as this crop can be widely distributed, we'll be able to reclaim tons of wasteland into usable farm, and nobody will go hungry ever again. It might take a while to reach that goal, maybe even a really long time, but at least there's a glimmer of hope now. In that case, are you willing to devote the rest of your time to that goal? Yeah. I wish you luck. Do your best. I won't keep you from your research any longer. Zaijin? You're leaving already. I was hoping to tell you a bit more about the project and maybe get a few pointers. It's alright. I trust you'll be able to accomplish your goals. Zaijin. Why does it seem like I've seen her somewhere before? Off to deliver the goods, Laobo. How are the food prices this year? Famine year. Each caddy of grain is 3 wen more expensive than last year. Suppose when everything's accounted for, your coin sack's a bit heavier than it was last year. Necessarily a good thing. Farming's all about getting food on people's tables. Never heard of farming to get rich. Well, about that though. Let me teach you a method to make a little extra money. Just keep it in the back of your mind when you're selling your goods. Sell your highest quality crops locally at normal price to increase your reputation. For your average quality stuff, mark up the price and hire a caravan to ship it far away as a novelty product. What are you going about? What are you going on about? And never anything so silly. The best crops are for family and friends first. You sell the average quality stuff and then use the rest as feed. He's elderly from like actually. Bro was telling him to get his shit together. You youngsters have way too many slight tricks. Where are you planning to go? Baizhou. After making that much trouble, you just up and leave without saying anything. It is time to leave. Though I also don't have Dage's martial skills. If you won't let me go, then naturally I won't be able to leave. So it depends on you. How unwilling are you to let me leave? I just wanted to ask you a question. You said you were going to make a deal with Yan. Were you planning to help build Dahong up from the very beginning? I am a merchant, and when doing business, I value mutual profit and reciprocity. If only one side profits, how would I be any different from a robber? If you don't want to make an enemy out of all of Yan, why did you need to do all this? Did you two brothers really have to pick a fight with Yan? Our sister was killed, after all. That said, the people of Yan harbor no animus towards us. Even if Erge sees the world as nothing more than a Weiqi board, a Weiqi player naturally feels some sentiment towards the pieces and equipment he's used for a long time. However, those sitting in the court, lurking in the shadows, must pay the price for what they've done. This account must be settled eventually. Even if your own life is on the line. Using a 12th to combat the whole was already a fool's errand. My life has already been assigned a price upon ledger. You really have lost it. I still remember, a long time ago, you came to visit all of us, one by one, posing a question to each and pointing the way. What do you see in the lands of Great Yan? My answer has never changed, and I imagine the same is true for Erge. Wope never cared for either of you bastards from the very beginning. There's no talking wisdom with you, and when the time is right, I'll come to beat your asses. My brother used to have quite the temper. Whenever he'd lose game, he'd start throwing cups and bowls around. God damn, he's a gamer. But weak as he was, there was never any strength behind it. This time he went a bit overboard, so thank you for stepping in. Get out of here already. Until we meet again. Last fucking note. Wait. Yes, last note. Wind, rain, or cold, it's dark at the top. The game draws to a close. Cough, cough, cough. You. Who the fuck is this guy? Consumptive, bro, has a touch of the consumption. That's crazy. And you had to take me up. And you had to take me up Mount Tian. I'll take the spot under the sunshine. You sit over there. You're in much better health than I am. The least you could do is offer me this spot. Oh, it's the Grand Tutor, yeah. Coming out here for a stroll, some sunlight and the water from the springs of Mount Tian will do your health much good. I know that the Chinese phrases mean, but Yosar must have taught everybody knew Chinese. I feel like they try to keep it in like theme, even if, you know, even if they don't expect the players to know. I mean, the Chinese players first of all, primarily, but also it's kind of like at least through context, or at least you know it's not like significant enough to worry about it. So maybe it's not that important. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just setting up the redirect real quick. There we go. All right. Yeah, and he's profanity, exactly. Right. You were the first to grow tired of sitting around. It's not easy to sit still for so long. You men, Da Hong, we need an explanation for the string of events. Right, I'm behind all of it, bro. I abetted the Yumin Shai and Haizong, and I let Ya in. This is enough to drag me down. If you want more, I'm here. I let Wang escape the capital. I sent the girl to Victoria. Wait. Uchi's? Wait, I don't remember Victoria being part of this. What the hell? I instigated the demonic calamity. If you must open another vacancy in the court, you can pin all of this on me. The Shanghai Zong are a bunch of thugs. How could they possibly amount to anything? The Shanghai Zong are getting, I believe 2 operators? Or 1, actually. For Wang's patch. The robot man. How could they possibly amount to anything? Not ominously colored old men. They're just normal dudes. They're taking a stroll. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I was merely a sickly beast. It took only a few dozen to 100 Tianshi to deal with. It's just perfect as the meal served to awaken the sleep. But certainly nothing to write home about. In the end, I'm a sickly old man too. This is the only use of my life has left. You've never been troubled by things going out of hand. No, you're never troubled by anything. There is much that troubles me. I'm afraid of the unpredictable, sinister human mind. I'm troubled by the trends I've seen. Going with the tide, one man pulling at each end, it's all for balance. Now the convict has toppled the weight sheet board. Is it still possible to sue for peace? Humans' repairs are complete and it's on its way to the capital. Grand Tutor, please make up your mind. It's lazy. A letter of reinstatement. I shouldn't have been the one to deliver this. Lin Qingyang. The Imperial Court is already aware of the Da Hong affair and the acts of the 2 perpetrators. Right now, the Sui Regulator, the Tenchi Bureaus, the 6 ministries, all of them are in a frantic mess. I happen to be passing by Da Hong on business, so I lent them a hand. It was Mother who asked you to come, am I correct? Dossier. Seems the court has come to a conclusion regarding the crisis instigated by the proxies. Yes. Human's repairs are complete and has started sailing towards the capital once more. In the end, it comes to this. You're rather calm. I thought I'd be yapping about how much you wanted to head back to the front lines. They have been trying to comprehend a certain wisdom. It is because we fear that we are anxious. The more we are afraid of facing an unknown enemy, the stronger our urge to charge towards it, all for the sake of giving ourselves an explanation. I'm not afraid anymore. The proxies may have the ability to bend heaven and earth, but in the end, they too have human emotion. In that sense, they are not different at all. Our opponents are not untouchable, and so there is nothing to be afraid of. Lord Zhou, I have no intention of becoming your enemy. However, I do hope you take what I said to heart. The days ahead of us are long, and there shall come a time when we meet again. Not bad. Seems General Zhou didn't send you here for nothing. I'm ready for deployment. Where should I go? Yumen? Baizhou? Don't be so hasty. We'll have you get back to your old role. There's a place that comes into contact with the proxies quite frequently. The court isn't completely oblivious to them, but per protocol, the Sui Regulator should launch an investigation. You're talking about us, bro. Rhode Island, yep. We have like 4 of them now, man. I'm surprised they left us alone this long. So you're leaving. That's right. These seeds, some of them sprouted and their originium resistance is much higher than anticipated. It's time to take them to the field outside for further cultivation. Won't that be tough? It's no different from what I do in Dahong. When are you coming back then? First, I need to take the seeds to the grain cultivation bases all across the country and produce the first test crops. Then, based on how they adapt to different soils, develop a suitable cultivation method. What are a few more Chinese? Yeah, actually. I think it's kind of funny that Zhou Lei has been kind of going through his whole arc throughout this entire event. And then for Wang's event, he gets completely usurped by fucking Chen. That's so funny. She's the one who gets a second altar instead of him. It might take more than 10 generations to get accurate results. It might be a while. 1 generation takes a year, 10 years. That's really long. It's long enough for Mian Mian to get as big as his parents. Maybe it's not actually that long. After I switch to the new feed, the stock beasts all start to grow really quickly. It's like they double in size every day. But 10 years, that means waiting for the Wang Huaguo trees to grow those sour fruits 10 times. When I think about it that way, that kind of feels like an eternity. Let me see you off. Enveloped by the sound of flute, the two are trailed by the setting sun. On the muddy road, there are 2 sets of footprints leading into the distance. May his altar be devastated and depressed. Bro just cannot catch a W, man. Jiangnan. Age once told me that he wanted to travel to Jiangnan after leaving his post. It's been centuries since he last had a taste of Jiangnan summertime water chestnuts. Excuse me. And he has gotten so used to the sight of the yellow sands, perhaps he should enjoy some rest in a quaint riverside town. Careful though, don't break this painting. Ling was never able to forget that desert. What the hell is Ling doing here? Bro, she should be like drunk right now. She doesn't actually like war, she simply likes how valiant warriors look on the battlefield. Who wouldn't? The flames of war do not burn in the painting. There is only a column of smoke rising in the vast desert as the sun sets on the endless river. Enjoy your drink in peace there and be the poet you want to be. Yan loves lively places, but a place like Shangshu is a better fit for her than Lungmen. You stay there and don't bother me again. Okay, I should have painted him a Weiqi board and nothing more. Calculating emotions and terrible aesthetic sensibilities. This garden is yours. I don't want to ever have to see your face again. In the end, you didn't give yourself a way out. Gee, if it wasn't for your constant nagging and you playing the older sister card the whole time, I really would have asked you to teach me calligraphy. This will do. Despite all the effort I put into it, who knows if these paintings will remain when everyone wakes from their dreams? Does it really matter either way? When you have visited a place and seen all its sights, everything is but a pipe dream. What more fun is there? With all of you here, I'm not lonely. The painter sets her brush down and withdraws. The sky is as clear as a blank scroll. A flock of foul bees flies past. Oh, there's the boy. How does it fit? This is the only cloth I have. If you rip it, I couldn't get you another. Fits perfectly. Perhaps it's too late for me to ask, but how do you think your chances are? A life and death struggle. This game will be decided by a mere half point. From the sound of it, you could easily lose everything, and you are beyond the point of no return. When will you make your move? Everything is ready. All we need. See you soon. When you open your eyes and see the pattern on his robe, will you remember how you felt back then? 1,000 years ago, that fear deep inside our souls, that disgrace etched onto our bones. You'd best remember. I will come to see you very soon. Sure, our fields have yielded nothing for a few years. Can we really still grow crops here? We can still plant food if we use the right methods. But of course, each field has a different plant suited to it. You need to use the most appropriate method to improve the soil. Plant these seeds here, you'll see results by autumn. Where are you from, Shu? You look pretty young, but you know so much about the fields. Are you maybe a Tianqi from the bureaus? What exactly is a Tianqi anyways? There are people who study specialized knowledge and pass it on to others. That's something. Please keep working, by all means. I'll go get you a glass of water. Malo Lush, the 7th month, the 9th bid weaving winter clothes. Here comes spring to bring the sun and warbling of orioles. 9 was time to lay the garden out, and 10 to reap the joy of harvest gains. Let your millets less year end with hemp and beans and all the grains. Mallow Lush the 7th month, 9th bid weaving winter clothes. There comes early in Dahong. We need to ready ourselves some proper clothes soon. My dear sister, should I make you a set of new clothes? I wouldn't need it. I developed a new weaving method which yields satins that are light, durable, and colorful. I have a new design thought out, and I'm certain it'll look perfect on you. Whatever floats your boat. Shu, is this how man lives? It does seem rather pleasant. Yes, you've truly lived now. My good gentleman, I know by heart the wisdom of commerce that you've taught me, but there remains one thing that I do not understand. All things under heaven are fleeting and indistinct. How should I praise them? Take a look. How much is the jade pendant I'm wearing worth? I know this pendant. It's very common and worth at most 2 taels of silver. But this pendant was left to me by my mother. I've been carrying it around for as long as I can remember. To me, it is priceless. In the end, appraisal means appraising the human heart. I shall remember. It's almost summer, just a season for jenya and lychees. The climate is dry up north. The lychees there are hardly sweet and simply don't compare to the lychees back home. I thought I would go back home and open a trade route for selling the southern lychees up north, only for there to be a river standing in my way, stopping me from ever going back. It's a shame that this rain came at a terrible time. It'll be summer in 2 days. Once your body warms up, we'll hire a boat to cross the river. Forget it. I know in my heart that this is the end of the road. Why must man always go against heaven? How old are you this year? Ages are not very meaningful to my kind, but if we must, I will be exactly 50 come Jiaoshu. I can tell you're not quite the same as mere mortals. I envy your long life. Still, now that I consider it, such a long life would be full of hardship. No matter what you are, I am 83. You have followed me for so long, it certainly wouldn't be a bad deal for you if I called you my adopted son. Indeed, I was fortunate to have met you and seen the boundless sights these lands have to offer. Fate brought us together. I have nothing much to give you. Aside from that worthless business, this one mantra is all I have. All under heaven live for profit and die for profit. I've been reciting this mantra from the day I began studying business, and it helped me triumph over many rivals. But if everything under heaven could really be summed up with just the word profit, this might just be a rather boring place. I don't have much time left and can't walk much further. If you truly have such a long life ahead of you, then go and see for me. Walk this great land. Go and see for me whether there really is some kind of great windfall that profits all under heaven. If you truly do find it, I will remember. I will go and see. Boom. Event fucking done. Holy shit. Holy shit. I enjoyed that. The only issue I have with it was Node 8, because that shift from Sheng almost dying was really, really fucking abrupt, bro. I don't know what that was about. The main character for the second half event. I feel like that was kind of the intention, yeah, because they're shifting to more of Wong's plan. Thank God this was shorter. Well, to be fair, it was 2 streams. It's about the same length.
Let's see.
Oh, unless you mean compared to last night's, but yeah, I kind of. All right, shut up, Shu, please.
Indeed taller than a man.
Like I went through half the nodes because I kind of figured, you know, half and half, but this one definitely was a bit shorter. All right, I need to see how long we have for this thing, because I don't know if it gets added to the list immediately or not, which if not, that's kind of a pain in the ass. 3 days remaining. 7:16. When is 7:16? Wait, that's plenty of time actually. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna take a break tomorrow because my throat is fucking killing me. So I'm gonna take a break tomorrow, tonight technically, and then we will finish this event, start this event, and finish it the day afterwards. Like 2 and 2, right? Same thing, we're just shifting it one day because we have a little bit more time than I expected. And then that'll be done, and then Wong event drops on Thursday. But we don't have to play that right away because honestly, holy fuck, it's a lot of reading, bro. It's a lot of fucking reading. All right, I will call it for the night though because I didn't get much sleep last night, and it's already 7 a.m. So shorter stream, but I think we'll call it here. I will send you all off to Rare Bear because he's currently streaming Wuwa right now. Yeah, and we'll see you day after tomorrow for this one. All right. Bye bye everybody. Thank